Carl Bildt here with some reflections on how primarily the European economy is affected by the ongoing American-Israeli war against Iran. First, it has to be said that, to put it very, very mildly, enthusiasm in Europe for this particular war is severely limited. Spanish government has been the most vocal, also banning American military overflights and banning the use of American bases. But nearly everyone considers this a completely unnecessary war with uncertain prospects and with the prospects also of severe damage in a number of different ways, one of them, needless to say, being the economy. For Europe, there's a risk of a serious stagflation shocks, with growth being impaired. We're talking about perhaps half a percentage point or more than that, but that's quite significant, with growth, for example, in the German economy already being at only 1%. And then, of course, you have the inflation effects that is unavoidable. You have it immediately on energy prices, and the price effects are quite substantial. We have sort of oil up 50%. We have gas prices, which are important, up roughly 70%. And we have jet fuel prices up 100%. And of course, this translates into different economic activities that are impaired. It should be pointed out that sort of energy costs for, say, German industry are already several times higher than it is for the US economy, and that makes a difference. And then on top of that, you have this particular effect. So what can governments do? Well, there are limits to what the governments can do, but action is taken. The most dramatic so far is Slovenia, which has fuel rationing. But I think you will probably see more measures in that direction when we will see actual fuel shortages setting in, as we have the last LNG tankers and the last ships coming out of the Strait of Hormuz arriving in Europe now. Shipping takes quite a long time. Nearly every government has taken different measures in terms of subsidies, in terms of tax decreases, in terms of other actions. But I mean, the fiscal space for doing these things is fairly limited. So there are limits to what can be done. So all in all, the political effects of it, enthusiasm for the American handling of serious issues is taking another beating after Greenland. And economic risk of a stagflation effect, slightly dependent, of course, upon how long the war lasts, but unavoidable. And then you have the other things that might come on top of that. There's always the fear of wars in the Middle East causing new refugee flows into Europe.